Welcome to The Cycle, presented by Budweiser. We are hanging in New York today with my man and comedian Roy Wood Jr. in one of the coolest locations in the city.
Dude, this is nice.
We are on the Intrepid. This is a naval aircraft carrier turned into a museum. They used it during Nam, they used it during World War II. Doesn't get any better than this.
This is beautiful. This is my childhood dream. Just jets and missiles and oh, it's awesome. It's awesome. I even got to wear a flight suit. Thank you for that experience.
Cheers. Yeah, and you looked pretty badass doing it.
That was
so
very
nicely
good.
done. You know so much about this aircraft carrier, and it's got so much baseball history. That's the coolest part. You want to take us around and show us?
Yeah, I'm happy to do that. I've been here 3-4 times. This is my place. I basically work here.
All right, let's check it out.
Left rudder, 2 degrees. Right rudder, 4 degrees. This is the captain's deck. This is the part of the aircraft carrier where they handle all the ship operations. This is kind of like the corner part of the dugout where the manager sits. If you were a baseball manager, this would be monitoring your bullpen. This is gonna tell you who to bat left versus right in the lineup, or if you're Joe Madden, whether or not to put your pitcher batting 5th for some inexplicable reason. This is a Coast Guard Sea Guard. This is one of those helicopters that would do dangerous, high-risk rescues out in the middle of the ocean. This rescue basket is attached up here to the winch, and that gets dropped down into the water, and then anyone in danger can be rescued, like the Orioles, the Marlins, and then the Coast Guard lifts teams like the Rockies up to safety, away from the Dodgers. No disrespect, Arenado, I know you might be watching this. Here's another cool thing about the Intrepid. When they would come to port, they would play other ships in baseball. So it'd be officers versus NCOs and crewmen versus the airmen. I wonder if they use these big boys for batting practice. If you can hit a baseball out of this, I'm pretty sure you can hit a 90-mile-an-hour slider. This is where the crew slept on the Intrepid. These are the bunks, AKA the racks. So you basically got the Yankees and then the rest of the division. Charlie Devins, a pitcher for the Yankees back in the day, served on the Intrepid. A lot of baseball greats served in our military. Joe DiMaggio, Stan Musial, Ted Williams. I don't know how good of a night's sleep you get to one of these though. This is, is that wood?
Is there any way you could actually sleep in those bunks?
I had 3 roommates in college and they stayed up the hall and I could smell their fart. So I couldn't imagine being under two other layers of farts. It's a lot of farting.
Just piling up.
Yeah, that would be my biggest concern about the living quarters here.
You've done several tours with the USO. What's it like entertaining for the troops overseas versus doing a show here in the city?
The biggest difference in performing for our troops overseas versus performing for people here back in the States is that there's a legitimate appreciation of your presence. And it's not to say that people at the comedy club don't appreciate you coming.
Sure.
But if you've had a long, stressful day out in the desert defending our country, to be able to come back and see someone who made the long trek, it's 20 hours, it's a 20-hour flight, it's long.
Right.
Just to get there, and to be able to stay and just shoot the breeze with them, that, I mean, I'm honored to even have the opportunity to be able to even go over there and do that.
You are a busy man. You got a lot going on. What's next for you at Comedy Central?
Well, I'm very blessed to be at Comedy Central. They've given me a lot of opportunities to do stuff outside the Daily Show. I'm hosting This Is Not Happening. I'm working on a sitcom pilot. We're doing the show Night Pigeon online right now about a broke superhero who can't afford to fix his wings and let him fly. You
started your whole career prank calling, which is one of my favorite facts about you. Why do you throw your head back like that?
Because there were so many things that I said on prank calls without the thought that people would come and find me. And now the internet is much stronger.
It's undefeated.
Yeah, people could find me now. I was just a lot of yelling in the name of morning radio.
If you could prank call somebody in baseball or a baseball player today, who would you prank call?
We end the season with 3 against the Cardinals.
Right.
Which presumably will be it'll decide the NL Central.
That's right.
I would prank call the St. Louis Cardinals and tell them the game was canceled.
There's no better prank call.
And then they don't show up, and then the Cubs win 3 straight. Cubs go back to play in October.
You're from Alabama. How'd you become a Cubs fan?
They came on TV. The Cubs came on during the day. So you get home at 3 o'clock Central in Birmingham. You can catch the back half of the game, and then I will watch cartoons and go outside and play.
Sure.
Everybody goes, oh, you're from Birmingham. Why aren't you a Braves fan? Because the Braves came on at night, and we only had 1 TV with cable.
Dad's got the remote?
And he wouldn't give up the remote.
No.
Because somebody had to watch Hunter. Boy, my show coming on. Give me the remote control.
So when the Braves were good, you weren't a Braves fan.
No, I started watching the Cubs in the 80s. The Cubs, the people forget, the Cubs were the better team in the 80s.
Yeah, but not in the 90s.
84 and 89 were solid seasons. You stop acting like we sucked all this time. We had a decent decade, better than the Braves when Dale Murphy was there and you underused him. So
wow.
when the 90s happened,
some venom.
it was too late. I already had Ryan Sandberg on the wall. And once you buy a poster, that's your team.
So when you go to the games, what's your deal? You eating food, you watching intently, or you have a scorecard? What's your deal?
I heckle the opposing team's bullpen. That's kind of my move. It's my job to psychologically demoralize the people that will be coming into the game later. It's an obligation.
Okay, give me an example of one thing that you said.
I would pull up statistics of where you had a bad outing, and I would go, hey man, let's not have another Colorado. Like immediately. This is 07. This is before cell phones were what they are now. You could quickly pull up statistics.
Sure.
I did homework before I got to the game. I was gifted a Chicago Cubs bathrobe in 2016, and I just wore it as a goof to a game, and they won.
Right.
And I wore it again to another game, and they won. So I started wearing it the whole season to get Cubs games, and then when Game 7 happened, I flew to Cleveland to watch Game 7.
Yeah.
And I wore the robe at Game 7, and the Cubs won. For people that I know you're gonna ask, yes, I washed the robe, finally.
We went to both St. Louis and Chicago, and we asked fans of both teams to say something nice about their rival. We call it Love Thy Rival. Okay? Check it out.
I need you, as a Cardinals fan, to say something really, really nice about the Chicago Cubs.
That's impossible. I don't know that I could do it.
All you have to do is say something sweet, something nice about the St. Louis Cardinals.
Oh, that's a tough one. That's a tough one.
You can't say something nice about the Cardinals?
No, not me.
No, I don't think so.
It's impossible to say anything good about the Cubs.
St. Louis isn't as boring as Chris Bryant says it is.
Hey, Chris Bryant, you're boring.
This is not going the way you planned.
You're not answering the question.
I like the color of the Cardinals, even though I'm colorblind with red and green.
Blue's a cool color.
I think they have team spirit.
That's a tough one.
What about one thing? Just one nice thing.
Love Harry Carey.
The stadium was really fun. We had a great time.
They have a really cool atmosphere in the ballpark.
They're a great team. Have been for an awful long time.
Not supposed to be that nice.
Yadier Molina is an amazing catcher.
I'll second that.
That's about it.
That's all you got.
That's all I got.
All right, I'm throwing it to you.
Don't.
Yes,
don't,
come on.
No, don't.
Give me one nice thing about your rival.
Don't make me do it. Dexter Fowler plays there. He used to be a Cub. I like Dexter Fowler.
Boom. Boom, that is perfect. Ah, you put the robe on, man. You got clothes on over there?
Look, yeah, today I do.
Okay, this is how it's gonna go. I'm gonna ask you a question and then toss you this ball. You gotta answer the question before you catch it.
Piece of cake.
Okay.
Piece
Name
of cake.
2 things you find on an aircraft carrier.
Airplanes and soldiers.
Soldiers, okay, that counts,
all right,
that counts.
All right.
Name 2 World Series winners from the last decade.
Royals, Cubs.
Nicely done.
Didn't even have to move on that one.
Name 1 Cubs player in the Hall of Fame.
Ernie Banks.
Oh, you just got that, bro. You just got that. I'm gonna give it to you because you're wearing your
I
robe.
almost said Sammy Sosa.
That would not have been
is not
good.
true.
That is not true. Name 3 hosts of The Daily Show.
Trevor Noah, Jon Stewart,
Oh, Craig Kilborn.
It was coming up on my
Name all 5 branches of the U.S. military.
Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force.
Wow.
Army, Navy, Coast Guard, Marines, Air Force.
You barely got that last one in, but
Coast Guard, yeah, Coast Guard's a branch.
out of respect, it is a branch.
Yes.
Out of respect, I'm gonna give it to you. Supporting our troops. Okay, this one you gotta name 5 too.
Oh, Lord.
All 5 teams in the NL Central.
Cubs, Pirates, Reds.
Oh, what happened to the Brewers?
I ran out of time. I know them. All right, last one. I'm ready. Last question.
Okay.
Redemption.
All right, last
Redeem
one
me.
here. Name your 2 Comedy Central stand-up specials.
Father figure, no one loves you.
There you go, ladies and gentlemen. Check out Roy Wood Jr. on Comedy Central. Thank you to everyone watching. Thank you to The Intrepid. Check us out on Twitter and Instagram at The Cycle. See you next time.
You want me to autograph that for you?
Please.